Yo, check it. Yo, what up fam? You are back. This is a jam-packed video full of technicals, predictions, and news you need to know as a meme stock investor and holder. We're also looking at SPY as well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. We're not going to waste any more time because you already know what it is. AMC and GME absolutely blasting off. Congratulations, all holders of AMC and GME. You guys, this is just the start. We are going to see more upside based off everything I'm looking at. I'm going to show you the technicals and fundamentals that you need to know, give you guys some price targets as well. So make sure you watch the whole video, and let's not waste any more time and hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go. All right, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. This video is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. Boy, oh boy, today was hyped, and we got that pump that we wanted. AMC up 20+%, GME up as well, getting a boost in the close. We're going to break down what you need to know, fundamentals and technicals as we are hitting the price targets, and the weekly outlook and prediction is looking great. If you missed that video, make sure you check it out. But let's not waste any more time and hop right in right now. So, here's what's going on for AMC. AMC literally going parabolic, ladies and gentlemen. So I told you guys numerous times, okay? I said with the bullish divergence here on the weekly time frame, I pointed this out numerous times that we had bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. You can see RSI trending up, price trending down. I told you price is going to correct up and trend up in a big way, and this is exactly what we're seeing as price is now correcting up in a big way. Now you can also see that we're starting to move towards our moving averages on the daily and the weekly time frame, okay? So this is extremely bullish for AMC stock. In fact, we are above the 200 moving average here on the daily time frame, and that is extremely bullish for AMC stock. This is a very, very bullish signal to traders everywhere that AMC is going bullish. Now, we are at the point where we have to keep going up or we're going to pull back. We're in a literal gamma squeeze right now. We're outside of the bands. RSI is way overbought. We literally rode the band to support and then retested them and then just bounced off of them straight to $4. If we remain above $4, that is going to give us a gamma squeeze, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of call options between $3.50 and $4. And then also for GME, anything above 35 and up is going to be the same story. GME and AMC are the exact same story right now. We have to keep going up or we're going to pull back greatly because we're literally in a gamma squeeze. RSI is so hot that if we don't keep momentum, we're going to pull back. But it looks like we are literally starting a gamma squeeze, which could potentially turn into a short squeeze, ladies and gentlemen. I do not want to get people too hyped, but this is how short squeezes start. Once AMC starts to move because of the gamma squeeze, then FOMO will kick in. People will start buying. Apes will start buying. People will start buying again. They'll start believing that this rally is real, and then shorts will have to cover. And speaking of shorts, they are shorting more than ever right now. You guys can see we're at 14.91%. I do apologize. 14.91% short interest, almost that 15% mark. If we get 15% or higher, AMC is literally going to explode if shorts have to cover 15% short interest. But even being close to it, that's a lot of short interest that needs covered. Now, they also shorted a ton of shares today. They actually shorted 1 million shares at one point, dumping all of their shares and then getting their shares back. They're continuing to dump, but ladies and gentlemen, they have little to no shares. They only have 1 million shares, and they dumped 1 million shares trying to keep AMC away from $4. And it literally did nothing. You guys can see here, AMC, it was dumped around this time here. AMC just pulled back from 408 and still did the $4 close, okay? So this is extremely bullish. GME also had a ton of short shares dumped on it as well. If you go ahead and look at GME and go look, they actually dumped 2.8 million shares and then they got it back. Right now, at time of recording, they have 2.8 million short shares. So again, they dumped these shares, then got them back, trying to keep GME away from 35 and trying to keep AMC away from 4. But ladies and gentlemen, we got our goals. And if GME is able to hold $35, there's enough options contracts for both AMC and GME, if they can hold those key levels, $35 for GME and $4 for AMC, that you're going to see a continuation to the upside. I told you guys that AMC is going to be hitting $3.50 and $4 this week, and I told you guys $35 to $40 this week for GME. We already hit the price targets for AMC, so if we continue to hold $4, you're going to see a mega move to the upside, but we have to keep pushing up. So if you see a little bit of pullback or consolidation, it is not the end of the world, and I don't want to get people too hyped, but
and I would tell you guys if I thought we were about to see a pullback, but from what I'm seeing here on the options chain and analysis, it looks like we're literally going to keep going. It's crazy what I'm seeing here, and we could actually see a rally up into the expiration date of the June 20th. You guys can see the June 20th expiration date is huge. We have a mountain of calls and only a tiny bit of puts. This is unusual options activity. Strike prices as high as 125 here for GameStop. If you go ahead and look at AMC, we have strike prices as high as $27. If we keep getting gamma ramps and moving up into this huge expiration date on June 20th, we could literally rally up into that and maybe even like have a crazy blow off top. So the setup that we have here is absolutely insane. We also have funds buying AMC and GME. So we have a ton of funds buying AMC and GME, and they're also trying to build multiple narratives on why AMC is pumping. AMC is pumping because of a gamma squeeze right now, and shorts are literally about to get squeezed. But as you guys can see, they're trying to come out with narratives. Now, this is going to help AMC. We did have a great Memorial Day weekend, but AMC is not going to be up 23% because of a good Memorial Day weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Now, they're also putting out articles about GME as well, saying that the Bitcoin is why GME is up, but GME hasn't even really bought the Bitcoin yet. We haven't had any official news, any 8K filings, and they would have to file an 8K for a purchase that large. Now, once they do buy the Bitcoin, or we do get an announcement or get some news about that, that's going to be an even more indication for us to take off. If GME breaks earnings, which earnings are looking extremely good for GME, and GME is cash flow positive right now, if it continues on this trend and it drops in earnings and it keeps moving up, we're going to even blast off even higher. And if AMC comes out with a dope earnings, which it looks like AMC will be having a dope earnings because the box office is going absolutely crazy. We literally just had people going crazy over this holiday weekend. We are going to see AMC blast off. So everything is aligning. We have bullish technicals, bullish fundamentals, bullish options chain, people going out to the movies. Earnings are doing better. Everything is aligning, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the move we are waiting for. So once AMC gets its way back up to, and this falling wedge is telling me that AMC will get back up to $556. That's the price target of this falling wedge. Once AMC breaks $556, that's when we could possibly see shorts start to cover and see a big move to the upside. Now, if you do see a 10%, 20%, 30% move in after hours or more, that is definitely shorts covering. Shorts like to cover in after hours because there's no halts, and it's easier for them to do so, and it's also easier for them to manipulate as well, and it's harder for retail to take profit because we don't normally have access to after hours in most cases. Some people do with Webull and stuff like that and other brokers, but not everybody has access to it. So if AMC is able to break above the key level of $556 and hold that, you're going to see it absolutely blast off. GME is at its blast off zone. So if we maintain these levels, we're going to start heading towards $40, $50, $60. We're going to have some very, very high price targets. I actually have a macro price target for GME of actually $70. Now, we did create some gap fills today. We do have to be aware of that. That is something we have to be aware of. We did create some gap fills here on the bigger time frames. So we might have to come back down and fill those gaps. There's a gap fill here for GameStop at about 33.17 to about 33.50, and there also is a gap fill here for AMC as well at about 3.30 to up about 3.38. So we do have some gap fills to the downside. AMC's pulling back here slightly in after hours, but it's nothing to really be concerned of as they are shorting us in low volume after hours. After hours isn't really that important as well. I do think AMC is going to be able to work its way back up towards $4, but they are going to fight as hard as they can to try to keep AMC away from $4. So I think we could see some excitement pre-market. We might open up slightly underneath that $4 level, but I think we're going to be able to find support around 380, 375, around that range, and push up. If we do see some pullback, don't worry. That's letting RSI cool down, and that's giving us some time to breathe. As long as we don't lose major levels like 350, which I don't think we're going to, we're going to continue to the upside. From based off what I'm seeing here, we're probably going to see a continuation to the upside. Again, everything is very, very bullish. If you go ahead and pop on the alligator, you guys can see the alligator spread very far apart here on GME and AMC on the 2-hour time frame. We're just in this overall uptrend. That pennant shape that I talked about in the weekly outlook and prediction broke out, and we're just pushing to the upside. It looks like AMC is going to consolidate between like $3.75, $4, and then probably push up. Again, if we hold $4, you're going to see AMC absolutely explode. If GameStop can hold $35, it's definitely going to start heading towards $40. If we hold $40, the gamma ramp's going to get crazy. So AMC and GME are literally looking absolutely primed right now. Now, GME is probably going to see some pullback as well. But it looks like it's trying to hold the $35 level as right now. We do have support at 34.39 right now, 34.39. So that is a possibility that we could see that used as support if we have to pull back. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys another level of support here for GME that we could look at for support, 34.68. So that could be another level of support as well. But it looks like GME is also primed to probably break above $35. Now, again, I showed you guys that AMC kind of outperformed GME today. But really, if you look at it, AMC was really just catching up today. But you guys can see AMC is also a beast. So do not sleep on this stock. Both of these meme stocks are absolutely primed. Again, AMC being above its moving average is absolutely huge. We're definitely going up towards the blast off zone for AMC. GME is already in its blast off zone, so things are looking absolutely primed. And as far as GME is concerned, the macro is playing out. You guys can see this overall uptrend after breaking out of the macro falling wedge. And we have buy orders right underneath us to support us to the upside. So there's multiple indications to say that we're not only going to just keep going up, but this could potentially turn into a short squeeze and potential macro rally over time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited with what we're seeing. Thank you guys for choosing me. Thank you guys for watching DataZero, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to go ahead and move into SPY in the overall stock market. I'll show you guys what's going on there, and then we're going to go ahead and move into BTC and then wrap up this video. So SPY pushed back up inside into the rising wedge. We actually got this bullish hammer candle today, but you guys can see momentum's fading out. I do not think this move is sustainable. We actually made a big gap to the downside here for NASDAQ and SPY. I think we're pushing up, and you're probably going to see a little bit more upside, but I think we're going to start seeing capitulation here soon for SPY. We need to break down out of this rising wedge for that to officially happen, but what I'm seeing here right now shows that SPY might try to push up to fill this gap. We have a gap fill at 595.32. So SPY might try to push up and fill that gap and then pull back. You guys can see that we're trying to work our way up the wedge, but this is eventually going to break down. I am still thinking we're going to see a red week here in my personal opinion, but I don't think it's going to be to the later half of the week. I think once we start getting things like the report here on Thursday for GDP, which is likely to come out bad, and then also we have FOMC, I think that's when we're going to see more volatility. You guys can see that we have FOMC here on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we have GDP, which is forecasted to come out negative, which would actually confirm that the economy is contracting, as we did get two GDP reports back to back, and this is literally the definition of a recession. So this would confirm that, and would be extremely bearish for the overall stock market. The only thing bullish we really had today was the news that there was a till the halt on the EU tariffs till July 9th. SPY was kind of pushing up on decreasing volume, so I do not think this rally is going to be able to last, in my personal opinion. I do think SPY is going to be able to try to push up a little bit more tomorrow, but I think we're going to see some pullback. SPY would have to hold the key levels of 591.09 to continue up. If we lose 591.09, you could expect SPY to come down to 590.12. I will be live tomorrow and breaking everything down, but again, some people will not believe this and they'll think it's tinfoil hat, but I think SPY is definitely manipulated, and I broke it down on the live stream a little bit better. I even showed you why the CAT system was created. It was because the Dow Jones was manipulated when it plunged and did a flash crash in 2010. So that's why the CAT system was made. So indexes are manipulated, and hedge funds would have a very, very vested interest on manipulating indexes, because that's what they hold. They hold the Mag 7. They hold the top 500 companies. So that's SPY and NASDAQ. You guys can see we got this crazy wick here, which would register on your stop losses, and those would stop you out. So this wick would stop you out. And again, This is just not what you see when things are all dandy. This is signs of manipulation. So again, we do have some signs of manipulation. Can I prove it 100%? No. So I do think SPY is probably going to pull back. If SPY is able to hold the 591.09, you could see SPY push up to 591.76. That would be SPY's next resistance. And again, we could try to push up for this gap fill at 594.38 to 595.32 if we are able to hold this 591 key level of support. So this one I'm looking at for SPY. I think we're going to see a little bit more upside, but I think this is going to start to fail in the later half of the week, and we'll probably see a red week in my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and move into BTC and crypto and wrap up this video. So Bitcoin getting a decent pullback here, a little bit of a double top, you guys can see, but we could easily come back down here to this overall uptrend and find support. This is still tracking with my prediction. You guys can see the white dotted line is on point here. I did expect BTC to kind of pull back. I think we're going to be able to find support and push up, but Bitcoin definitely getting sold off, possibly some liquidity here, as we are seeing AMC and GME push up. I know some people might say that's absolutely crazy, but with what we're seeing here with Bitcoin, we're seeing even more companies buy Bitcoin. I recently seen an article coming out about another company doing an acquisition to buy Bitcoin. That's actually right here. You can see Strive Asset Managers and Asset Entities announced $750 million private investment to fund first wave of Bitcoin accumulation. So you can see that more and more people are buying BTC, ladies and gentlemen. So this is very, very bullish for BTC. I think dips will be bought. I think we're still going to see more upside. If you go ahead and look at my overall fractal for BTC, we pretty much have BTC mapped out, and it is tracking candle for candle right now. So I wouldn't see any reason why this wouldn't continue to be the case. You guys can see that it is showing that BTC will probably pull back a little bit, but we're going to start pushing back to the upside here. You can see that we're tracking literally candle for candle right now. So I think BTC is going to push up a little bit higher, top out, maybe pull back, but that's going to lead to a higher high. And then again, this is going to lead to Bitcoin basically ranging in consolidation. And that's when altcoin season is going to come in. That's when you're going to see your favorite altcoins like XRP, Cardano, ADA. Altcoins with good fundamentals are going to take off. And again, I focus on the top 100 altcoins. People asked me today if I really mess with meme coins. I don't really mess with meme coins. A little bit too risky for me in my personal opinion. I think Ethereum is extremely undervalued right now. Ethereum is looking really good in my personal opinion, extremely undervalued in my personal opinion right now. So as you guys can see, key coins like Cardano, ADA also in an overall uptrend. We do have the falling wedge breakout, as you guys can see right now. This is an overall uptrend, so this is bullish. Bitcoin still in an overall uptrend, continuing up after the falling wedge breakout. So I don't see any reason to be worried. Now, if we did break this trend line, we could see a little bit more pullback. But based off the fractal, we are probably going to have either like one more quick push up and then break down, or we're just going to see a pullback, which will lead to a pop up, then hitting like my 15K price target, 15 to 125K price target. But I do think we're going to hit that. But it looks like we're going to start ranging here soon, and then that means altcoin season will come into play as Bitcoin kind of makes a floor above 100K. So this is what I'm looking at here for BTC and crypto. Let me know some altcoins that you guys want to see me cover in the comments down below. You guys can see altcoins are definitely starting to hold up a little bit more. Bitcoin is pulling back, but you can see altcoins are starting to hold up a little bit more. So that is a sign that we are starting to move into altcoin season. Still nowhere near it though, because Bitcoin dominance is still very, very high, but it was 61% plus. It is coming down a little bit, and Ethereum dominance is coming up a little bit, showing that we are trending in the right direction to get that altcoin season. So I am hopeful that altcoin season will be coming soon. If you never experienced an altcoin season, it's absolutely insane. That's when the crazy euphoria is in the market. Altcoins go crazy, and you can literally make a huge bag. So get ready for that, as I will be calling out altcoin gems and giving technicals for that as well. This was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. We actually sold some merch today, so I truly appreciate that. You guys went absolutely ham today. We also got a shout out from Jackie Lee. So shout out Jackie Lee and his fam. I appreciate them for shouting me out and showing me love. If you guys want to check out the weekly outlook and prediction, right here is the video right here. If you want want any more details on everything. And if you want to support the channel in a different way, you can send a super chat during the live stream or check out the merch store. The merch always looks a lot better in person than it does on here, so make sure you guys check that out if you want to support the channel in a different way and rep DZ fam in real life. But if you want to support for absolutely free, all you have to do is leave a like, hit share, leave a comment, and all of those things are a great way to help out for absolutely free. Also subscribing as well. You guys went absolutely crazy today with subscribers and everything, and I just cannot thank you enough, because you guys really show out and show a ton of support, especially on these crazy pump days. The streams are so fun, and I really enjoy doing it. So hit that like button, put the bell notification on, that way you know I go live. And as always, y'all, make sure you have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam.
All right, that was the video, y'all. Hopefully you found it informative. Remember, I think that this is just the beginning. I think we could see more upside. We have to be cautiously optimistic. But ladies and gentlemen, everything I'm looking at is extremely bullish. We can definitely see more upside. If we see some pullback or consolidation on the meme stocks, it's not that bad. If SPY does start to capitulate at any time while the meme stocks are running up, things could get absolutely insane. Hopefully Bitcoin stays decoupled and things are looking good. So we are literally headed to the promised land. I appreciate each and every one of you, because we wouldn't make it this far without you. So thank you guys for all of the support and appreciation and everything that you have done this far. And all of us together have got this far. I want you guys to know that together that we've gotten this far. So as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.